Today we're here at the Corner Shop. My name is Javon Edwards.
I'm Javon Williams.
And I am Daniel Jarrett.
And today, you know the usual, guys. It's all about the sports.
The football, the basketball, the track and field, anything. If it have something to do with the athlete, we're talking about it today.
But today we will be speaking about Walker Cup, Manning Cup, and the Flow Super Cup finals.
All right, so tell me, wasn't that Walker Cup finals an upset?
Well, I mean, yeah, really. I actually thought Wolmer's had Georges had the better of Wolmer's. I really didn't see Wolmer's coming out with this win.
But
Neither did I.
But you know what really irritated me as a fan of football and whatever? The fact that a match that was supposed to be so spectacular went to penalties.
It was very lackluster.
And that minute I saw the match went to penalty, I knew that Wolmer's boys had it.
That's true, because they have a record of being pretty decent on penalties. Georges not so much. The Georges side is a very, it's an attacking team, but I don't think they have all that composure, to score goals from a set piece.
I actually thought fatigue might have played a role. I mean, they were in the finals of all three major schoolboy football.
But that is no excuse, because it's not like Georges hasn't won multiple cups before. So what's the difference with this year's team?
Well, to be honest, the keeper for the Wolmer's boys football team, the keeper is a very spectacular keeper.
Yes.
He showed composure all throughout the season. I believe he should get the best keeper of the competition.
Alright, maybe. Actually, in the beginning, I thought he was actually overrated, but I mean, in the end, he actually improved, I guess. I mean,
the thing is, I think Wolmer's side on a whole defensively is pretty solid. It's not that bad, we've seen them out throughout these competitions, and I think their defense is not that bad.
That's true. Their defense is way more better than their offense. They don't have the
not
firepower.
Really much of an attacking team,
exactly.
Whereas Georges tries to go and gets at them and tries to score goals and do it with flair. The Alex Marshalls, the Gregory Messers do it with flair.
They just defend and then they try to counter.
There we go.
As you said, Mr. Alex Marshall's name a while ago, what do you guys think about this youngster? He has displayed spectacular talent.
Listen, you need to get this man phone number, email address, his mother phone number, and father phone number, everything. Do not lose this guy. This guy will be the future of Jamaica football.
I think that's really a heavy statement to make, because we've seen people like him before. If you think about a couple years back, Kenan Anderson at the top of his game, pimp him as
injury. He had an injury.
However, at the top of his game, scored several Manning Cup goals and performed excellently.
And then after this injury, his next season was just...
Okay, point taken. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think we should put so much stock in the young talent.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Because there's even talks about him on the under
Senior
17
team.
And on the senior team and all of these other teams. It's like, all right, he had a good showing in the Manning Cup and we like it, but let's develop him more before we put him out.
At least make him done him CXC.
No, watching an interview with Mr. Wayne Walker. He, the assistant senior coach, his name is Mr. Miguel Coley. He claimed that he wanted to look at this footballer, Mr. Alex Marshall, in order to include him in the senior team.
And that's all good and well, because I think one of the good things is that when these young guys get called up, they at least get to train with a higher class, a higher caliber team. So they no longer will train with the regular high schoolers. They will start training and be prepared for more competitive games. However, to say things like he needs to start, which people have said, and he needs to be playing on the field, and he needs to be there at the next Jamaica national game, I think is ridiculous.
That's true. And well, most of all, like what I would like to see in the Jamaica's football is that I would want to see the schoolboy football, the footballers from the high school level matriculate into the senior team. I mean, look at our team right now. It's a bunch of coolie people and white man with some great grandfathers that used to go Jamaica. I'm not dissing their talent at all, but yes. I would like to see homegrown talent.
So think about it this way. The issue regarding that, in my opinion, is very much a thing where right now Jamaican football is not as attractive as it needs to be.
Yes.
So because it is not as attractive, the youth is not really trying to, they're not gravitated to play right here. They're trying to go overseas. They're not trying to play Premier League or any one of them things. They're trying to go overseas. They're trying to get money. They're trying to foster their talents in different areas.
Yes.
And when it is that they do this, if they get a chance otherwise or afterwards to play for one of those other teams, they're not gonna come and say, oh, let me play for Jamaica's national team.
Yes, definitely. But guys, look at the Manning Cup finals. Jamaica College versus the same STGC that played Wolmer's.
And this is the thing, I think there's a trend throughout all these games where St. George's College really dropped the ball. This was their year to win the treble as we know it, and they really dropped the ball. Granted, the goal that the Jamaica College player scored
was awesome.
An excellent goal.
Excellent
It was a great set piece, and that header, it was amazing. It was spectacular. So nothing to take away from him. However, I think Georges had a lot of opportunity to score.
Definitely.
And they didn't capitalize on it.
Look at the captain, Siobhan Stewart. Siobhan Stewart is always a spectacular player, but I was surprised on Saturday when this youngster got the ball in front of the keeper and actually dribbled down in front of the keeper, looking the keeper in his eyes and did not
connect
convert.
the shot.
Yes,
He didn't connect the shot, and that was a talk of the match a lot of times through spectators and fans or whatever.
That was a talk in plenty corner shops.
And plenty different corner shops, because everybody or a lot of people throughout the country sit down and they watch it at home or bars or whatever where these matches are going on. So I'm sure when everybody saw that, they were like, what on earth is going on? We don't understand.
Yes. And being at George's, we are expecting spectacular performance from them.
That's true, because I realize that people kind of think of St. George's as a football academy based on
STGFC.
Well, there you go. Based on how well they have done, throughout the years in terms of competition, football competition. And I think we owe it a lot to Neville because he has coached these youngsters. But when you have a chance to win the treble, you don't just drop the ball. Fatigue or not, this is your final game for all these competitions and you could have taken them all home.
But I should say kudos to Coach Coley. I mean, I think he out-coached Mr. Bell in the final. I mean, after George's ran over them in the flow finals.
Ran over.
I think he went home and he did his
He
homework.
did his research.
Yes.
He did his homework.
And he came back and he was ready.
He was
ready.
back already.
Yes.
Right? Because a 4-0 beating.
Another. Well, hats off to the captain, Mr. Alanda Brown. Hats off to everybody on that JC team.
Congratulations to everybody. I mean, it was a wonderful season of football.
They really got their revenge on that game.
That Manning Cup
really
finals
took away. And the thing is that was also interesting is the fact that I think this is JC's third consecutive year.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, winning the Manning Cup.
Right, so it's like, come on, Georges, you had a chance.
Yes.
You really had the opportunity.
Definitely, but guys, look at something that Georges actually won. As you mentioned before, that 4-0 victory over Jamaica College.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Now, I'm sure what the fans of St. George's were really hoping for was the fact that St. George's College was coming off such a high after winning the Super Cup, winning that money, being victorious, that they would have been motivated enough to have more championships. But it seemed more like they settled for the one. They were happy that they got the one, and they weren't really.
It showed in their play.
Well, I didn't think it's a case they were happy or content.
Yes.
It's just a case where they were lackadaisic. I mean,
yes, definitely.
Okay, we ran over this team a couple times before.
Definitely.
Let's
do the same again.
It's the same thing again.
You
pass it off to Marshall. Hopefully,
you can never use one plan and beat a team like JC twice.
Definitely. And that's the truth because they always say the ball is round. And in this case, the ball was very much round, and it was, I would say, rounder in JC's favor.
Yes.
Right, definitely. Right. Well, guys, football in Jamaica, youngsters, they are coming up. They are coming hard and they're coming very, very talented beyond most of us expectations.
I mean, this schoolboy season was excellent. I mean, they played football at the Sabina Park
True,
and the crowd was out there. I mean, everybody was supporting. I mean, TVJ was doing it, CVM was doing it, everybody was broadcasting. It was a wonderful season of schoolboy football. But guys, I think we should, kind of trickle over into next year. I mean, we're in December. Come next year, we have the Olympics.
Definitely.
True.
Definitely.
What do you guys think about, well, I'm not sure if you guys are privy to some of the footage, but what do you guys think about the athletes that we have training?
Yes.
Do you think they're ready?
Well, let's ask Daniel. I mean, he's in the camp. We all know that Daniel is an athlete. So Daniel, what are you seeing in the MVP camp right now?
Well, in the last Olympics, as you know, most of MVP athletes performed well. If not well, they performed excellent and great. So, in the camp, there's a lot of preparations. Athletes are working hard. Athletes such as Andrew Fisher, Kimberly Brown, who are now they have switched nationalities now. Yes. So they are working hard as well. Miss Shelley and Fraser Price, especially Janeve Russell. We have lost a couple such as Khalid Spencer, but life goes on.
But it's funny you touch on that, because now at this Olympics is where we will see if all of these switches and substitutions and all of that were worthwhile. I mean, we have Christine Day and Khalid Spencer going over to Cameron Blazers. Yes. Now let's see if that switch was worth it. I mean, what if anything comes out of this? I mean, Mr. Francis might be like, oh, I told you so. I mean, let's see.
I don't think he's that type of person.
Well, definitely.
At the same time, I can respect that may be his point of view, because I don't really want to say it is a traitor type thing, because you do what you have to do, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, why not stick with the people who have made it great?
But Jeff, look over to the racers track team, which comprises of many of Jamaica's greatest.
Yes, I say I don't want to be a hater. Let me say this right now. Usain Bolt is going to do great. Wonderful.
Do you think so?
Usain Bolt is going to do great. I honestly believe.
I have no doubt, but I kind of have doubt.
No. See, last year proved to me that you should not doubt a champion. Do not doubt the legend.
Never doubt a champion.
So first of all, Usain Bolt is going to do great. Secondly, I want to see at least one race of Johan Blake to see where he stands. And thirdly, Warren Weir will not make it to the semi-finals. That's me.
Okay, I don't really agree.
No.
Because personally, I know that we've seen, like the world has seen, Warren Weir has messed up. But I think he can actually come back and be a contender. He can show
the werewolf.
I think he will make it to the finals.
The werewolf is on the decline. Rashid Dwyer, all these persons are coming
Julian
up to take
Ford.
All these persons are coming up to take it.
Really? Do you guys honestly think that Warren Weir is just going to sit down and take it?
Warren is on the decline. I mean,
disagree.
He
has had a bad season. Don't get me wrong. But I think he'll make it up.
I agree.
And also one thing I like to see is just the youth. I mean, all these champs stars. I mean, we have Martin Manley and
Chad Walker.
Chad Walker is over MVP right now.
Yes, definitely.
And we have
Marvin Williams.
Yes.
Especially Jahil
Hyde over in the Cameron Blazers camp.
I am expecting Jahil Hyde to be a part of the Olympics team as well.
I mean, 4x400 hurdles. I mean, we've seen one Kingston College Leaford Green. He's actually been
definitely
the standard bearer for 4x4 hurdling, 400 hurdling. But I think Jahil is going to take it from him this year.
So essentially, what you guys are saying is that coming into this next Olympics, we have a pretty solid
team. Yes,
I'm expecting great things. And one thing I like to touch on, I mean, it's been in plenty corner shops around the world, around the streets in Jamaica. The future of Jamaica's 400 right now, or 400 is Christy. I mean, imagine a 4. Let's just hypothetically speak.
Yes.
The future of 4x14. So now, let's start it off.
Christopher
Taylor. Akeem Bloomfield.
Yes.
Let's go with Donkey Man. 5 years from now, he's there.
And
Chris Taylor.
Don't forget Rasheen McDonald. Come on.
So there are options. We have substitutes. We have people who can make up for the others. We are looking forward to see more from these youngsters.
The future of track and field in Jamaica is bright. Very bright.
So, not to leave out any fans, Jeff, Daniel, NBA season is on. What do you think about the Warriors streak? They are on fire. It is the best streak we've ever seen in the NBA. The guys are hot. They haven't lost a game to date. Thoughts?
I mean, I think it all goes back to the philosophy. The coaches, the players, they're all on the same page. They're all in the same book. They're all on the same line of the sentence. They're there. The chemistry is there. I mean, Steph Curry really isn't doing that much. Everybody else is. Steph Curry is beautiful.
He's doing
a lot.
Yeah,
but everybody else is just meshing.
Yes,
I mean, they're dancing, they're Gillan prancing. Everybody's having fun. And they're doing it.
And that's the way to play a sport. That's the way to get involved
that
and
level
to be
of cohesion,
successful.
right? But
yes.
So, is it safe to say that the Golden State Warriors will take the championship again this year?
I mean, again, this is another ball, and the ball is indeed round. But I think right now, there's nobody playing their type of game. And then, in the same breath, if we're talking about greatness, let's talk about Kobe Bryant. Let's talk about Kobe Bryant. Right now, Kobe is about to retire. This is his last season. I mean, he's been saying that.
I think Kobe kind of got a bad ordeal because think about it this way. You're a legend. You know, we can never take away the greatness that he's done on an international, on a global scale.
Yes.
But right now, he really doesn't have anything to work with in terms of team, in terms of, no disrespect to Byron Scott, but you know what I mean? Give me a little bit more.
But I mean, Kobe in terms he had a lot the past 3 years he has
no
had
injury.
No.
You have to think about injuries.
Yes, three in the past 3 seasons he had 3 major injuries:
True.
the ankle, the shoulder, the knee.
But Kobe's been playing ball from the age of 18. I think he's about 37, 38 right now. You know, he's not getting any younger. So the time is to retire.
And he knows that. And the fact that he said Kobe is a very proud individual, and Kobe himself said, "Yo, my knees can't manage. I know it's time." And the fact that when he says that, you know it's true.
But what we would all have hoped for is that Kobe would have left off on a high. Sadly, that's not the case. So, fans, I hope you enjoyed. Listeners, I hope you enjoyed. You know, this is just another edition of Corner Shop. My name is Javon Edwards.
My name is Javon Williams, and
I'm Daniel Jarrett.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.